Hi everyone, it's Jean from Jean's Gems. I finally finished my little board book, and it for me it was a little bit of a challenge, and I'll explain to you why in a little bit as I start to show you the pages. But what I wanted to let you know as far as board books are concerned, they're very practical for journals. The only trouble that I really had, and maybe I could have avoided this at the beginning, was completely covering my pages or gessoing my pages and working off a gessoed page. And I have seen some situations where people have done that before. I mentioned it in my first video, but this still came out the way that I wanted it to in general. It's got all this furry stuff on it, which I haven't decided. I like it like this. I think it's really cool. And for the purpose that I made it, it kind of goes with the color scheme. The first thing that you will see is a few videos back, I had shown you how I had dyed some muslin with stencils. So that's what you're seeing first here. And this is just a bracelet that I had that had a tassel on it. So the colors look nice and went with this. There's also on the front, one of the signature things that I do with the majority of my journals is I always make a pocket on the back, but at this time I made one on the front. And this is also stained muslin that I've had for a little while. I just thought the green was a really nice contrast. So when we open the book, the idea of the book is for inspiration. And when I grew up, my aunt Connie, she painted, and one of her favorite artists is Georgia O'Keeffe. And of course, my brother always liked Salvador Dali, even though he's a little out there with some of his things. And of course, we all know about Picasso and Degas and some of the famous painters and artists throughout history. And I've always found that their works are inspiring to me, whether it be their style or their colors or just the abstractness, for example, of some of Picasso's pieces are so fun to look at. And if you get a chance to find any of the what they call coffee table books at the thrift, that you can open up and you can see all the different designs of the different artists. It's really quite fun to look at their styles and what was popular and, you know, what people still like today and pay a lot of money for if they come across something that's from a famous painter or artist in the past. Now, what I wanted to do is I really had talked to you about really liking quotes. So I made myself some little squares, and what you're going to see inside the book for the seams where I had a little bit of a challenge, you're going to see some of this thread and some glitter. So the very first sentiment or quote that I have, I really love this one. It doesn't have an author or that I know of, And it says, I make art to show my soul that I am listening. And I love that because I think art is really one of the ways that we can communicate not only with ourselves and maybe help ourselves to work out some of the feelings that we have. And it's very therapeutic, but at the same time, art is a universal language across so many borders of countries and classes of people. And so I love that one. This one is from Leonardo da Vinci, and the artist sees what others only catch a glimpse of. And sometimes we really do see into our art a little more than what other people would. Maya Angelou, you can't use up creativity. Thank goodness, right? Because all of us who are creatives and love to make interesting things, we know that that creativity keeps flowing and flowing. So that's wonderful. This is from Mahatma Gandhi, who wasn't really an artist per se, but I love this because it says, in a gentle way, you can shake the world. So one of the most amazing things about art, and whatever style you do, textile, mixed media, junk journals, whatever you do, even in a small amount, and you show that to other people, it invokes in them some type of feeling. So I really think that's appropriate. Pablo Picasso, if you're familiar with any of his work, it can be a little interesting with its shapes and the designs and the abstractness. Art is chaos taking shape. So I laugh at this whenever I read it because I think of how chaotic sometimes my life is and my desk is, and still in amongst all that stuff that we have piled on our desks or wherever, we can pull something out of there and make something beautiful. So art is when a human tells another human what it is to be human. Adrian Elmer. Isn't that an interesting quote? Art is when a human tells another human what it is to be human. I love that. I'll leave that up for you to think about. This one is from Salvador Dali. It says, have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it. And no truer statement can be made. None of us are perfect. We can make our designs as perfect as we can, but we're not striving for necessarily perfection, but we're striving for beauty and a way for our art to invoke feelings in others. This is a cute one. The earth without art is just And I thought that was interesting because how boring would life be here if we didn't have art and color? So this is from Georgia O'Keeffe, and she says, I found I could say things with color and shapes that I couldn't say any other things I could say any other way, things I had no words for. So a lot of times you don't know how to put your feelings into words, but you can put it into art, and that helps others understand where you're coming from or what you're thinking. And this one, the purpose of art is washing the dust off daily life. Let me read that again. The purpose of art is washing the dust of daily life off our soul, Pablo Picasso. So we get out of that mundane, everyday routine type thing and sit down and make art, and it's very refreshing. Art is anything you can get away with, from Andy Warhol. So anything can be art. Your handwriting, your the way you fold your towels in your linen closet, anything that you can do in a way that creates beauty, design, color can be art. Creativity is the greatest rebellion in existence, Osho. So, creative things, creative ideas take us beyond boundaries of normality, and I really think that's what this means. So, there's my little book, and it's kind of froofy and fluffy and all that, but thanks to the little critters, we came up with a little inspirational book that will help us think about art and what it means to each other, and for you to do the same. And I'm hoping, I thought I had some more of these, because I want to try another one. I want to work on a larger one and see what I can come up with. And I love the way this has, on the binding, all this. I don't know why I like it. It's kind of out of my wheelhouse, but I think it turned out pretty cute, and it'll be something that'll sit here on my desk, and I can open it to a page and I can remind myself of some of these sayings and encourage myself that even though I'm not perfect, I won't be afraid of striving to do things the best that I can to invoke feelings in people with my art. And junk journaling is a great way to do that, because you can add so many elements of yourself in a journal that is just really unique, that make the journal special and not like anybody else's. So that's the main thing that I wanted to show you, that I had finally finished my book. I also wanted to talk to you about my 500 subscribers. So this is the situation. I'm at 484, so I'm only 16 away from 500. And I really would like to get to 500 and beyond, but I have spoken to you about this before, and my main focus with my channel is to share things with you that I love, that I hope you will love too, and it will encourage you to be creative and use some of the ideas that you see and make them your own and create something really beautiful. But it's nice when you make certain goals. We all need to make goals and try to reach them, and that's how we progress and we get better. So my goal is to share my work with at least 500 subscribers, and I'd really like to get there by the end of the month. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sharing a very large package I'm going to do a draw of all my subscribers, and I'm going to share a large package with that person. I'm also have decided that I'm going to pick 2 other people that are in my last 16 subscribers. I'm going to pick 2 people out of those last few, and I'm going to send them a small package with maybe some of my digitals in, or some things that I have that you might find interesting in starting your art journey. So keep that in mind. If you are from today onward, where I'm at 484, the last 16 people that I have, or if it goes over 500 when I actually get to the draw, I will include those last few people in a separate drawing, pick 2 of them, and they will receive at least a business size envelope from me. I do apologize for anyone that I've promised to send packages to. I believe that's Michelle and Terry. I have not been able to get out of the house for the last week or so because I already suffer from extreme arthritis in both of my knees, and they need to be replaced, but I'm waiting on some things to get that done. But I fell when I was cleaning up my craft room a week ago, and I really banged up my knees pretty bad and hurt my back and part of my arm. I was fine. I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything, but because of the way my knees are, I can't bear any weight on them. So no more scrubbing floors for me. But when I get down like that, I can't always get back up. So thankfully, my husband was close by and he was able to help me get back up. But long story short, it has prevented me from going out of the house because I have quite a flight of stairs to go down to get to the first floor, and then another small flight of stairs to get out to the carport. So right now, I'm just hoping that I can get out to mail some packages soon. And if not, worst case scenario is I'll make them up, address them, and send them with Adrian and have him mail them out for me. He doesn't always like to do things like that. And it's because of the language barrier at times, and they ask him that big long question, is there anything flammable, blah 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 blah, in your package? And he's like, I don't know what she's mailing. So mostly I have to go to the post office myself. But anyway, I promise to get those out. I also need to upload some things into my coffee shop because I made some images, and I'm going to upload the Frida Kahlo ones because on Friday we start with the Hispanic Heritage Month, and I want you guys to work with me if you like on some of the projects. So that's what I'm planning. And I hope it works out, barring any unforeseen occurrences between now and then. And I may see you before Friday, not sure yet. I'm hoping I can get out tomorrow. And one of the things I want to do is I want to go by the thrift store, and I want to see if I can get some board books. And I'm looking for some yarn, some colorful yarn for one of my projects. Do you know how much yarn is in the store? Phew. So anyway, that's what I've been hoping to get taken care of so I can do a thrifty haul video with you. I know Kim and Caroline do theirs on Thursday day, Thrifty Canucks. I'm not a Canadian, so I don't do Thrifty Canucks, but I'm going to do Pennsylvania thrift stores. So I will be back. I promise to be back. Definitely Friday with our first Spanish Heritage Month Challenge, and we will be working with Frida Gallo images, and then we'll see where we go from there. So thank you guys so much for subscribing, for liking, for sharing. I do have a Facebook group, and I keep forgetting to mention it. It's called Lilac Lane Livery Arts. So if you're interested in joining and doing some swaps on there or little snail mail things, let me know. We can certainly arrange all of that. It's going to be cooler, so there'll be more opportunity to do more things. We are expecting a little bit of company the end of the month. My brother's coming, so hopefully I'll still be able to get in my craft room unless they stay, as long as they don't stay too long. So I'm excited to see them and my niece. So I will keep you all updated. I love you all very much, as you know, and appreciate everything. Hi, Kim. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Terry, Michelle, anybody else out there. Take good care, and we'll see you again soon. That's all for now.